What is going on, everybody? My name is Justin, and this is my Evo 3. Now, we've come a long ways with this thing. You guys obviously haven't seen much unless you've been following me on Instagram, but I bought this car back in 2021. It is now 2024, October, and we have done a lot to this car. It's putting down the power that I want. It's about 400 of the wheels, and it's a blast. Brought it over from Japan. A company named Rev Hard here in Denver was able to get my hands on this car. Thank you, Josh, by the way. But it did come with some problems. There's a lot of rust. The rear subframe, a little bit of foreshadowing for these next few videos. A little bit rusty underneath the sills right there, and part of the rocker panels and everything. Those are all completely rusted out. We got to cut them out, put new ones in. But these next few videos are going to be basically the restoration process on how to pull the rear subframe, how to repair it, restore it, bring it back to life. New bushings, hardware, the works, right? We had to get new tie rods, new camber arms. There's a lot of things we have to get for this. And so this is kind of just going to be my journey on how to basically restore this, how to drop it. Because when I search the internet, there's nothing for Evo 3 content anywhere. I look on YouTube. Since I've had this car, I've spent hours on YouTube trying to figure out how to work on my car. Oh, that's a little troublemaker right here. Who's this little turd? Yeah, my little mini me, that's who. And so basically, in order for me to find content, I guess I got to make the content. So I've got a good support group of guys on the Facebook group, the Evo 123 Owners Club. Incredible people, very, very knowledgeable. Most of these guys are out in the UK. They've been owning and racing these cars for years because they got them, and obviously we never did over here. And so these first two videos are going to be me going step by step on how I'm basically going to drop the rear subframe in case you ever want to do the same thing. It's fairly simple. Only had two issues. One was the tie rod bolts would not come out. I broke off one, so I said, screw it. I'm just going to cut the tie rods off and replace them. And then what else? I think there was something else maybe broke off, but it wasn't that big of a deal. It's something that's going to get replaced anyways. So really, it was really straightforward. It was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. And so I hope you find this video informational. I hope it helps you, because I know there's a lot of Evo 3 guys out there that need to do this to their car. And if you want to know how, this should be a good step-by-step process on doing it by yourself. So without any further ado, let's jump on this. Alright, so these first few bolts are going to vary depending on the exhaust system that you have, but I had to take this off in order to take the transfer case out. But regardless, this has to go to drop the subframe as well.
What the hell?
This next bolt is a 24mm bolt.
Oh, that's the smell of desire, my lady.
God, no, it smells like a used diaper.
So these next four bolts off the transfer case are pretty easy to remove. They're just 17mm bolts, and then basically you just take a pry bar, pull it away from the transmission, pull out the drive shaft, and it's out. It's super simple. You can drain it or not drain it. It's a little bit heavier, but not too bad. Next, we have the middle of the drive shaft, this brace. These two bolts are going to be 17 millimeters. And these last 4 bolts are going to be 12 millimeters on each side to separate it from the rear diff. Now, what you just watched was kind of, I know it was a little boring, I apologize. There's some tedious things you have to do to drop the subframe, but it is necessary. Now, the downpipe, not necessary, but it is if you want to take the transfer case out. And there's a place locally here in Colorado that rebuilt my transmission for me, did a flawless job. Jack's Transmissions, it's one of the most popular places here in Colorado if you need anything done to your car, transmission-wise, transfer case, anything like that, really. They build really fast cars. So I took it to them. They completely killed it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go back. I'm going to take my transfer case to them. They gave me an invoice on what's going to cost about $674, give or take, to new bearings, new seals, all that fun jazz. So that's the reason why I took that off. You don't necessarily need to do that, but because it's going to be down for about a year, maybe 8 months, hopefully, I just decided to say, screw it, let's just pull everything off and just send it off to places to get restored. I don't want to have to do this again. So I'm emailing companies like TRE to see if they can rebuild my rear diff. There's a place here in Colorado that's going to hopefully rebuild my drive shaft. What else? Those are kind of like the major components that I'm really looking at. The rear axles, there's a local place here because my fronts have already been replaced and upgraded, so that's good. But basically, the rundown that you just saw was, again, there's just the small stuff that has to go. So the exhaust, the drive shaft, again, transfer case, if you want. Might as well pull out the front seal anyways, because I bet yours is probably leaking like mine was, being 30 years old. And that was basically it. Super simple, very straightforward. And so, again, kind of boring, I apologize. The second video you're gonna see is gonna be me actually dropping the rear subframe and kind of just taking it apart. As you can see, it was successful, thank God. So until then, appreciate you guys for watching. If you want to follow more, kind of what I'm doing on like a day-to-day with this car, things that aren't really like YouTube worthy, go ahead and follow me on Instagram. It's evo_3. Right, I post there pretty much daily, mainly memes, but a lot of car content as well. So look forward to that, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye.